6 planets, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, Uranus, Neptune, and Saturn are lining up in the morning sky this month. You don't want to miss it. The next one won't happen until 2026. That's BB28 time. Start with the animated sky chart in Star Walk 2's planet section to see how they move across your sky and when they're going to be visible. You'll get rise and set times, brightness levels, constellations, and even whether it's dark enough to see them.
Then switch to planet walk mode to spot all the visible planets in real time right above you. It's the best way to catch this rare moment before it's gone.
It's hard.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to RHAP. I'm your host, Taran Armstrong, here today to recap tonight's episode of Big Brother 27. And oh boy, what an episode it was. With me tonight, of course, Cory. Hello.
Ooh, wait, so who talks first? How does this work, America? We've been playing this out.
We talk at the same time.
This is so exciting, Taran. It's been so long since I last spoke to you, and I'm just excited to talk about the craziness that is Big Brother Unlocked. For me, best episode of the season so far.
I'm going to say it. I think I liked the Unlocked segment better than the actual episode. I enjoyed it more. But yeah, super excited to be here with you.
Yes. I thought this was fun. A little Unlocked before the episode, a little bit of some extra clips here and there. A family visit was very nice. And of course, it also means that we are able to do the crossover event of the season, Unlocked on the recap of Unlocked.
Yeah, we really didn't know what we signed up for when we decided to do Unlocked. And after Who to Goo and 5 renditions of The Rant Room, I'm really glad to have you leading this one, Taran.
There's only so much we can say about the dirty house, and how bad the bathrooms get.
Yeah, we cleaned. I don't understand their problem. It's like, just clean up after yourself. It's fine.
Well, they're on strike. Did you hear? Yes, we have some Unlocked to talk about. We have an actual episode to talk about, a lot to get through, and a lot of wine events as well.
I'm pooping my pants.
Because oh boy, he's got so many problems, and pooping his pants is one of them. So let's talk about it. We did see in Unlocked initially the Vince's sort of attempt at damage control post Riley eviction, which consisted of, you'll see this after, but the only thing that swayed me was 2 weeks ago. He said he was gonna put you up.
And Keanu,
that was so good. I'm like, oh my god, where'd Taran go? Who is this? That was spot on.
I just love how Keanu says, you know what? That makes a lot of sense, Vince.
Right? After Rachel telling him literally all week, he's like, you know what? Now that I hear it from a man's voice, I trust him. I trust this guy.
Pretty good.
Yes, this is something that I thought the episode was a little strange here, because they show this, and they show Keanu like accepting Vincent, like, well, if that's true, then I guess he was looking out for me. What they haven't shown is that Rachel has said this exact thing to Keanu. He adamantly refused to believe it, and is still pissed at Rachel for making this Riley move. In the episode, they show this conversation that Keanu has with Catherine and Lauren about like, oh, well, we're going to vote for Rachel. And him being like, oh, I was going to be loyal to Rachel, but now I know that people are going to vote for her. I guess I need to turn on her, as though that's the reason he's doing that and not the fact that he's pissed about the Riley situation. Just to be clear to anybody not watching the feeds, Keanu has been the person beating the drum of we should all vote for Rachel if she makes it to the end, more than anyone in the house, saying, oh, it would be so cool to be on the season with a 2-time winner. We should all vote for her. Agree with me. He has had no issue with this before. The reason he's against Rachel now is because he's pissed that she took out Riley, and he's intimidated by her. He's said as much on the feeds.
Well, it's a pretty logical step, don't you think, Taran? Of like, I can't beat Rachel in the final 2. Therefore, she's my enemy right now, and she's gotta go. Like that.
At the final 11.
At the final 11. That tracks to me. I don't know. It sounds like a Keanu
yes.
to me.
The final 11, as Taylor would say as well. So we're getting all kinds of fallout there, and we're also getting Boston Rob's takes, which is fun. How weird is it to have Boston Rob on Big Brother? Because it's very weird to me.
I am curious, America. How much do you think Boston Rob has watched of Big Brother 27? Give me a number of episodes.
Like 6, 7 seasons.
6. Oh yeah. I don't know about seasons.
Seasons or minutes? Because I'd go more minutes.
I think definitely minutes. I'm like, what is he doing here? It's like after last week, Cory and I were like, oh, they're definitely running out of celebrities, and they proved us right because they called out like Boston Rob. He's like, oh, well, what's Big Brother? Yeah, sure, I'll do it. Why not? And then now he's on the stage and he's got no idea what he's talking about. And
here's what I've realized is Big Brother needs to do better celebrity outreach because preseason we knew of 2 celebrities who liked Big Brother: Bobby Moynihan and Jerry O'Connell. They up, so now we have to shift towards Boston Rob. So like next week, do you think we go back to a celebrity, or is this just our new reality?
Well, wait. There are celebrities that watch Big Brother. I just saw a picture of Chelsea with, was it Shane Dawson?
We did a podcast with Shane Dawson a long time ago.
I just saw a picture of Chelsea with him at a store, and he posted it. So he's still a big fan.
That'd be fun.
I don't know what he's up to, but yeah.
Listen, they missed their opportunity. They should have done a Smurfs crossover,
with Rihanna.
That was Rihanna's dream. She would have done anything to help promote Smurfs, and they just missed the opportunity. I don't know what they're up to.
What is always next time?
Some sort of blue goo segment.
Oh, yeah. Huda Goo Smurfs edition.
Exactly.
Wait a second, America. You might be onto something. I don't know.
Get me in the writer's room. That and a Get Jaggy with it segment. We need another one of those. I'm begging.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I thought easily the best thing from Unlocked in this episode. So first of all, the fact that we get Unlocked before the episode, it's a 30-minute thing. It was hilarious to me that they kept showing the countdown to Sunday's episode.
They're like, don't go anywhere, please. We promise.
Please don't change the channel. I'm telling you, we're really going to show you Big Brother.
Yeah. We noticed that too. We're cracking up. We're like, okay, this is so funny.
Meanwhile, this is me and America's Super Bowl. Yeah. Big Brother Unlocked with Boston Rob.
We're taking notes.
But it was funny though. Like, you good?
No, I did try to ask Sam for one of those countdowns for the podcast, but unfortunately we didn't have one.
Yeah.
It was always next time again. But I just think, putting all that aside, I kind of love this format of Unlocked. Like, first of all, 30 minutes just feels like a better time block than an hour for this kind of show. And I like it as like the bookend to last week pushes us straight into the HOH competition of the next week. Like, it feels like this is a sustainable place for this to be. But obviously, with every schedule conflict, BB Unlocked is going to be the first thing to be moved around everywhere. So I expect next week's going to be like Wednesday at 3 a.m. for 3 hours.
Yeah, it fit perfectly. Them showing us like the fallout of that eviction before they went onto the wall. I was like, this is a good place to put it at. It had me cracking up. I thought it was a fun episode. Fun 30.
Yeah, I almost feel like they could lean into that more. Like, because we did get a repeat scene, the scene with Vince crying to Keanu. And I almost feel like if they know they're going to do this, and maybe they're not going to do it in the future, whatever, but like if they were planning for this, you could make this sort of like a half-hour segment where it's Taylor and Derek sort of commenting on the highlights of that time in between. Like, oh, this is just happening. I wonder what this means for whatever, for this upcoming HOH competition. We're getting those scenes. Then we go straight from Unlocked into the HOH competition. We don't need any additional stuff because we've already seen the most relevant things from that time period. Maybe that's going to be tough to produce, but I feel like that could work. And then, this is just my thought. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but maybe we didn't need wine about it.
Oh, this is where we disagree fundamentally, Taran.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm a huge Nicole fan. I want more of it. I loved it.
Well, yeah, and I do think it was funny, like, when they were building up this massive announcement from a Big Brother alumni, like, I was thinking someone was pregnant, and then...
Yeah, that's what we're like...
Then you think of legends, and that really narrows it down, because there's just not that many in that age range. And there we go. So another Big Brother baby. That's very happy. We actually have an announcement of our own.
Ooh.
A baby announcement. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I don't have a punchline for this joke, but I think Nicole's take that I had the most visceral reaction to was her being like, "Oh, Vince is such a crybaby," because Vince and Nicole Franzel. Let me say, Nicole, a better player. Vince has streaks of Nicole in how he plays the game, and I feel like she should respect that.
Yeah, I mean, Vince is almost like if you took Nicole and Andy and you made them one player, but way worse.
Take two legends of the game and then take away their powers.
Vince is somebody that aspires to be the combination of Vince and Nicole as his gameplay.
Without knowing it. Obviously. He has no idea. But.
So I actually felt like the Jerry O'Connell segment was easily the best here, giving Derek crap for his failed hot list before from the boat that he was in.
That was funny. That felt so real. when he's like, "Wait, Taylor, don't laugh because I got some shit on you too," And I was like, "Oh, this is cool." Like them acknowledging, their
bad takes.
Their bad takes.
And I liked that segment. What I liked even more was we didn't have another draft segment. Because if I had to look at another update of all four of these teams, Chelsea pops in for 18 seconds. Yeah. I think that would have been my my final stint on Big Brother Unlocked.
Yeah, famously, Rob always wants us to check back in on the draft during the season on podcasts because it's everyone's favorite content.
I mean, Taran has a 15-minute segment at the end of every live feed update talking about his team members and how they're doing for his own draft. I mean, that's just...
So this is why Kelly is still going to win, guys. I've really got some money on this.
Always.
So I actually thought this... I think this may be your first time seeing Unlocked, if you have not caught the Friday episodes. And I think if you watched this, your reaction probably spanned somewhere from, "Ugh, why is this here?" to like, "Oh, this is not nearly as bad as I thought it would be." This was actually maybe a little bit interesting. We saw some clips that we didn't know about before. It was fun to see Jerry O'Connell. Why is Boston Rob on my screen? All kinds of thoughts might have popped into your head. I thought it was especially cool that because of this, we're making space for the family visits again, because I thought it was so fun to see Will's family. It reminds me of like old school Big Brother, and how much is taken away when we don't get these moments, because it really helps humanize these people and helps you understand like who they are, where they're from in such a more interesting way. So I love this.
Yeah, I mean, we're what, week 6, week 7 now? Like, since they were introduced. I forgot that he had like 9 grandchildren. I think he mentioned it right in his intro, but I'm like, oh my God, like he does have a big family. And now knowing that he had all these kids to take care of this summer, and he's sort of like, just like, pieced out on his wife is so funny.
The contrast with Kenny from last year, who had to get back to his kids, to Will being like, my 5 grandchildren, 6 kids, all of them stay at home with my chocolate drop. I've been playing a game. I thought it was super fun. And I like every week we're getting more and more of our like Big Brother 47 cast being built. We're introduced to all these kids in confessionals, and it's just so funny seeing them with the little Chiron. I just think it's adorable.
Yeah, I thought this was great. Will's wife, of course, was very fun. And I was surprised they didn't show that they actually like had a little anniversary dinner on the feeds. I guess, they would have had to recreate it during filming, which would have been weird maybe. So maybe a good thing they didn't. But this was very fun. I really, nowadays you couldn't fit this into a normal episode because they don't have any space for it, because they spend 1 billion years on all of the competitions and punishment segments and whatever else it's like the egg detective, whatever they're doing. But I like it. I think they should have more of this, and I'm glad that this is a good spot for it.
I need it every week. On that Wednesday episode that's like an hour and a half, the veto one. Well, I guess it would have to be Thursdays, never mind. But
Well, I just think what frustrates me about like even the concept of Big Brother Unlocked, and this week I think did a good job of fixing it, is like Big Brother as a show is kind of inherently unlocked. Like that's the whole purpose of the feeds. You see everything. And Big Brother Unlocked was basically like, hey, casual viewers, here's some things from the feeds you may have seen. And often it's stuff that's even like kind of alluded to on actual episodes. This time they showed us, obviously, Will's family. We're not going to see that on the feeds. We get to see when the music's playing, which as a player, you know all about that. But as a viewer, you probably wouldn't think they play music ever.
I love the behind the scenes stuff. I mean, we'll talk about it, sure, but later, I'm sure, the wall and the music scene and telling us about how they wake up in the morning. I'm like, I would have loved hearing about this more, like as a casual viewer, you know, before, like now we get it, but like, you know what I mean?
It was cool.
Yeah, it's interesting. You know, obviously, even from the live feeder perspective, we know that they're woken up to music, but you never get to see it. And so this is, I think, a little bit of insight into you know, the game and how the lives of the contestants are in the house. Not only for the casual viewers, but a little bit more for the live feeders, getting to see the dancing. Unfortunately, they didn't do this during Big Brother 17 because then we would have seen some more important things. But yeah, I thought that was very fun, and I agree. I think seeing like the construction of the wall was really cool. I mean, there's so much that goes into this show that we sort of take for granted. And the show started 25 years ago when behind the scenes content wasn't exactly a thing for TV shows. But getting to see behind the curtain more is what the show was all about. So I thought it was very fun.
Yeah, well, I just think something that a lot of Big Brother fans, when they're ragging on the show, and there's a lot to rag on, the camera work and live evictions is pretty rough. But when you compare it to other reality competition shows, Big Brother is the hardest to produce in terms of like, it's all live. You have very short time windows. The work that so many of these people do is like genuinely really impressive. And like, where else would they credit and showcase some of that work if not Unlocked? So I thought it was like a good use. And for me, best use of Andrew the intern.
Oh, yeah. I loved his segment.
Yeah. Who would you have nominated?
They gooed him. They had him slimed right up on the wall.
They had him like slimed with water. It was kind of weird. I guess they didn't want to waste precious goo.
No, because they wanted to clean it.
Weirdly more gross, I think, because the water, like it was clear. It just felt like clear, viscous goo.
Yeah.
Which is
by the way,
worst kind.
All of them talking about this disgusting smell, the Loch Ness monster's snot. It's corn syrup, guys. It's corn syrup. I hate to break the magic.
Did you taste it?
I was licking my hands clean. I needed these grippers for the wall. What do you want me to do?
Wow, the precursor to Kelly.
Yeah, they always called me the first Kelly in this evolution tree. We'll see who's next.
Famously, you also stretched out on the wall, you know?
I don't think if that was my one mission on the wall, forget about the competition, just try to do that. No shot.
I've never seen your back do that.
Well, my back could do it. I wouldn't survive.
I would like to see it.
Whoa.
Oh boy. I thought also very fun to see them go up on the wall. It was like especially weird to hear them be like they're on the other side of this wall. Like that's always such a weird and they had no idea. We didn't know that they were there. Again, it's just like this. I think this is cool. I like that this exists. And I think this was actually like a pretty good spot for it.
And again, 30 minutes is a great time slot for it. Yeah. I think once you get to that hour is when the segments just get like kind of drawn out. And for what it's worth, I thought one of the more interesting parts, like Boston Rob's takes on the game itself weren't that interesting, but I did think him comparing and contrasting Survivor, like that is his world. And I think he did a really good job of describing like, yeah, Survivor seems much harder, but sign me up for that every time.
No, Boston Rob on the wall in the year 2025. Yeah. I never thought I would see that happen. And they keep sort of pushing like the Big Brother idea. You know, we saw it on Thursday. We saw it today. They're like, oh, how about Big Brother? Would you ever do it? Huh? Like wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So
I'm so scared because I'm a Boston Rob fan. I think he's really fun on basically every show he does. He would run the most miserable Big Brother season of all time. Like, I can't even express how short these live feed updates would be, Taran, with Boston Rob just locking down the house.
I liked him talking about Vinny because I can't imagine a player more opposite to Boston Rob than Vinny. in the way that he plays the game, and so him being like, I don't know, I think the way he plays is kind of interesting. I was like, oh boy, especially because Boston Rob himself would absolutely hate Vinny in the game.
Oh yeah, and Vince would stress all day and night about whether or not he should target Boston Rob. And
Are they like opposites? You said they're like very different.
Well, Boston Rob is a Derek Lavasser type. He's
Okay.
gonna make his big group and shut everything down. Vince is whatever a Nicole Franzel type, I suppose. So
In the middle. Okay.
kind of interesting.
Okay.
What do you think you're doing, bud? You're not nominating me.
Oh man,
That's not
the
happening.
All-Star season where Taran has to do the impressions of Vince and Boston Rob back to back in a conversation.
Between the crying.
I was never going to nominate you. I didn't even think of doing that, Rob. I would never. I you know I suck. You know I do. Then this I thought was interesting and actually pretty relevant. That Boston Rob takes over the hot list, right? Boston Rob takes over the hot list, and in the hot list he gives his order, and of course his order is production's order, right? Like surely he was just told these are the people that should be on your list, and he puts Vinny, Rachel, Will number 1, and they just happen to be like 3 people with some of the most amount of confessionals, 3 of the people who are the best at the diary room, 3 of the people that the show clearly loves, just happen to be Boston Rob's favorites.
You saw him like looking over at his hand, like, Vinny, Rachel,
my guy, Will, for sure. I love the way he plays.
Yeah.
No, Boston Rob pulls up with his list of like Mickey, Kelly, Keanu, and they're like, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Can't have another Team Keanu shirt.
No, not at all.
All right. Anything else from Unlocked that we should bring up?
I don't think so. But again, Derek, it feels like Russell Hand's trying to push the Boston Rob versus Russell season, and Derek tried the same thing at the end of last Thursday's eviction. And just please no. Please. No, I don't want that. So that's my take.
There you go. Well, they go straight into the episode. Again, we see all this stuff with Keanu and Vinny. We also see Ava completely crashing out over the Riley thing, like uncontrollably sobbing, like chest heaving. I hate you all. Get away from me. Like, oh, I loved Riley. He was my friend. I loved him. I can't believe they made me send him out. All I could think was like, this is our aura painter.
I was like, I must have missed the scenes when they were friends. I didn't know they were that close. I knew that she was sort of vouching for him to stay all week or wanted him to stay, but I don't know where this like uncontrollable like sobbing came from. I was like, I had no idea they were close like that.
Well, I just think what was so interesting is, so that was weird, right? Because obviously Ava's Team Riley, but I didn't know she was that Team Riley. And it makes me view Rachel so differently in terms of like, I have way less respect for the move because it was a last second, everything had to come together in this chaotic way. But also way more respect for Rachel for taking these 2 people who had no interest in voting Riley out and just pressuring them into doing it. Like, it's bizarre.
Yeah. And it was just, I mean, that level of emotional reaction is so, in America, you're right. Like they really did not have that many interactions. Like the Riley Ava interactions primarily from what we saw consisted of, I've got you forever, Ava. I've given my whole heart to you. I'll use the veto on you no matter what. All right. That's it.
I'm like, Cory, take my AirPod.
Taran, are you have an interest in conducting or rather having some exit interviews yourself? You could play this part.
I don't think people want that. I don't think
you want that, Taran.
Certainly not. She said that she like had this bond with him right from the beginning, that they bonded very early on, and he was just one of her people early on, and just kind of stuck with that. You know, she reads auras, and his was beautiful apparently. So you know, maybe she'll paint a picture of him at some point.
Yeah. No, Ava's people, Mickey and Riley, the two brightest auras in the entire house. I just thought it was so funny seeing like 3 confessionals in a row of 3 people who voted to evict Riley, and everything they're saying makes me think they didn't evict Riley. And I'm just like, how did all 3 of these people reach this same conclusion that seemingly none of them agree with?
Yeah, 3 of
yeah.
3 of the 5 votes to evict Riley were super upset about it. Oh no! Oh, I just blew up my whole game. Oh geez,
I'm pooping my pants.
Oh my god! I just pissed off 5 people, but if I hadn't done it, I would have pissed off 5 people. Oh, why does this always happen to me? And Mickey's just like, I just voted out my best friend in this house to protect my other best friend in this house, who is not even a good friend to me. And Ava's like, oh my God, Riley.
Mind you, this is all in front of Morgan, who's watching this from the nomination chair, like, what's going on?
Yeah, it was so funny on so many different levels. And just the Vince piece of it, contrasting it to one of our unlocked hosts, Derek Lavasser, where Derek would go in confessional and be like, this is exactly what I wanted, even when we know it wasn't. Vince, who had some very valid reasons to want to keep Morgan, you discussed them at length, Taran, goes in there and is like, I'm the biggest idiot ever. I can't believe I did that. Everyone's going to think I'm a moron. And I think that informs some of what we see this week.
Exactly. Because the thing about Vince is that he talks constantly about how he is going to be perceived. He is so terrified that he's going to look like an idiot that he has gone into the diary room and called himself an idiot to head off the idiot accusations by the no, guys, I know I'm an idiot. Therefore, I'm not an idiot because I know I'm being an idiot, and I'm not going to be an idiot anymore. And it's just like, this is exactly how he is playing the game as well. Like, just trying so hard to get out ahead of something that he creates it in the first place, which is why he's like, oh, how am I in this situation again? I'm just trying to be good with everyone. And it's because you're not doing you're reacting to everything that comes across your path instead of actually walking forward.
These poor producers are so desperate to give Vince the mastermind edit. And Vince is in the diary room being like, I have no idea what's happening in this house. I'm on the bottom. If he just said like, yeah, I orchestrated this move for these reasons, I guarantee that confessional is played 4 different times in the episode. Instead, this is what we got.
Yeah. So that brings us to the wall. And I thought this was a very fun wall. I thought it looked very cool.
I love the theme, like the Hogwarts Express, sort of.
They need to stop making lore for the slime, though. It's okay. They went
Stop
through
doing what?
Stop creating lore for the slime.
Oh, the flamingos. Flamingos on the road.
We're passing Blueberry Village. It's like, okay, we get it.
Dude, they will never stop doing that. Is the reason they produce this show at this point, as far as I'm concerned. All right, so okay, guys, we need to start breaking on season 28. Let's get started. All right. What's the story about the farts? Okay. Is it going to be a little pig this time? I think so. I think it's time for the little pig. But man, I was really hoping for the crocodile. Nah, crocodile's for next season, guys. We're doing the pig this season. Okay. What about the slime, though? Snot. No, we've done snot before, guys. We've done snot before. No, but this time they're on a train. Oh, interesting angle. Okay, snot on a train. How do we make that happen? Flamingos. We got it.
Well, okay, Taran, how am I supposed to take you seriously when you don't even understand the lore? It was the Loch Ness monster sneezing that had the snot. It's a very different...
I totally zone all this stuff out.
Oh, I'm locked in.
You were locked in. I'm like, what?
I have fan theories, too. The mastermind is driving the train. He's picking up Amy, his accomplice. Like, I have a whole storyboard about this.
Interesting. Of course, this is something we talked about on the live feed updates. But the interesting thing about this wall is that they have upper handholds, which dramatically changes the game. We did see Taylor, Derek, and Rob only use the lower ones and immediately found some difficulty with that. And that's because holding the higher ones, way better to stay on the wall. You're holding up your upper body weight instead of having to like lean over, and it's like more than half your body is leaning off the wall, and everything's resting on that like lower handhold. So we actually saw this last a decent amount longer than most previous wall competitions, though you wouldn't know it from the way it was edited, which is part of why I think they don't care.
Yeah.
They basically wanted to lay the groundwork for a Vince HOH before showing us Vince winning the HOH. So I feel like it was a kind of incongruent edit where it's like they basically told us who was going to win before the comp started, and then we just zoomed through it almost through the perspective of Keanu for some reason. Keanu's like, I just have to beat these 5 people, and then half the wall is over through that little compilation. And it's like, okay, I guess that's the story.
Yes. I have actually seen this complaint that, and from people who do not watch the feeds or even the updates or anything, they are like strictly like episode people. I've seen a lot of people say, guys, I feel like the edit has been really spoilery lately because they're always showing like this random person as the main character of the post-eviction phase going into the HOH competition, and then that person happens to win, which is, I think something that is harder for us to notice, given that we already know ahead of time anyway. But it is something that definitely exists, like especially given that Catherine should theoretically be a main character of the post-Riley eviction and is in second place on the wall, but had very little time pre-HOH competition and even less time, I think, on the wall itself. It was really all Vince all the time.
Yeah, they didn't set it up. But it's the same reason we see like Lauren every 2 weeks, and then we don't see her on the edited show because we're like, she's kind of winning something, I think.
Lauren just got a diary room. Guess she's winning a competition this episode.
Julie has to reintroduce Kelly every time there's a blockbuster. Just to be like, guys, she's here. But I do think it worked a little bit better this week and the last week in terms of like Rachel and Vince do kind of make sense as main characters given the direction of the season. So I didn't think it was that glaring. What frustrated me more is like, they need to learn how to edit the wall where it's not literally a formula of confessional, fake out, drop. Confessional, fake out, drop. Like, give me one misdirect. Have like one of Vince's confessionals being like, it's getting really hard to hang on. And then he manages to do it. Just one of them is all I want.
Yeah.
The thing I wanted in this competition, there was only one thing I wanted because they haven't shown it all season. But I felt like there was space for it here. I wanted, at the very least, a quick montage of at least, let's say, like a very small fraction. Let's say just like 20 of the times that Morgan has talked about the wall competition. Just a quick little montage of Morgan talking about wall comp. You'll have to peel me off the wall comp. I want to do the wall comp. I can't wait for the wall comp. But I'll miss the wall comp. I really want to do the wall comp. Just a quick little montage of her talking about the wall comp. Cut to, all right, so I'm finally here on the wall comp. And then she falls, right? Like, just a little bit. That's all I want.
No, she's been through enough. Please, spare her.
We did get a distressed confessional from Morgan about how upset she was at not winning the wall comp. So I think that's the crumbs they were giving us feeders.
Yeah.
It was tiny little crumbs. That wasn't even enough for the ants. I wanted so much more. I was looking forward to it. The people watching the episodes do not know that Morgan's third out fall on the wall was 45 days in the making. A whole storyline that went completely beneath their notice. And unfortunately, they'll never know the joy with which that we have to see Morgan fall off the wall third before Ava.
If she makes a final 2, perhaps. I'm sure she'll mention it in her speech.
Perhaps.
She'll find it.
So we really speed through this. Ashley and Will fall off simultaneously, basically. We see Mickey go down. We see Kelly stretching. Ava's happy that she made it as far as we're really just speeding through it all. Gets to the final four. It's Keanu, it's Catherine, Lauren, and Vince. They tried to sell this, even with Kelly on the block, as Vince being like, oh man, it's me and 4 of the people I just voted against. When the reality is that like Keanu and Lauren weren't gonna touch him. And Catherine and Kelly, might have, but would have been targeting Rachel. Not that he would have necessarily fared very well in that spot. But it certainly made for like a more compelling storyline, that it was like him versus four other people. We see Kelly drop, we see Keanu drop. And then the other thing too, Lauren had some spectacular saves, which they did not show, which was weird. They really seem to want to push through this competition. The weird thing for me is that like, I always look forward to watching competitions that I got to see on the feeds way more than I do the competitions I didn't see. Like if I didn't see a comp, I'm like, oh. But if I did see one, I'm like, oh, here we go.
You're like, oh, I remember this.
Exactly.
Oh, that was a good fall.
Watching your favorite movie for like the 14th time. But I think like the Vince and Catherine thing, I think based on how Catherine was talking to Vince up on the wall, I think Vince was definitely under the impression he had to beat her at least, which I think is always what you hope for in a wall comp.
Also,
right?
I'm sure that's what it felt like right after, you feel like the tension, everyone's crying about just evicting Riley. You had a part in that. When you're up there, you're scared.
But the other thing is, I don't think this edit did a good job of like showing how the wall actually, like how the wall comp went, this was kind of a blowout, I feel like, on the feeds. It didn't seem particularly close. I think Vince could have lasted another 20 minutes. And from the episode, it looks like they were both just hanging on and Catherine just couldn't do it. It's like, nah, this wasn't close.
Yeah, by the time Vince was saying like, hey, Catherine, let's talk, he was chilling, like shaking out one arm at a time. And she was like, and so the fact that she was like, nah, I'm good. I don't need to chat with you, Vince. Why didn't you talk to me earlier? It's like, you don't have the high ground.
Once you start arching your back like that, I'm like, oh, it's over.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like Lauren does these amazing saves and you're like, all right, she's next. It's always in vain. The person's struggling at the final 9 people on the wall. I love the perseverance, don't get me wrong. But it's also like, all right, we probably have another hour in this competition. Good luck.
Yeah. So ultimately, it's going to be easy for Vince. Are you kidding me? Oh, let's go. And then gingerly getting down. Vince is the new head of household, and boy, did he need it. So what is he going to do? That is the big question on everyone's mind.
Such an interesting outcome, by the way. I think there's a very important HOH for so many people, and he's one of the very few, I think, ambiguous winners of like, what's he going to do? Because there's a lot of paths. I don't know if any of them are good. I don't know if all of them could be good. It's like he really had the whole world of Big Brother outcomes, at his disposal. You got to pick one of them, though.
It's just annoying, though. Like, you can't be like, oh, I'm in danger. Like, I'm definitely going up if either side, wins HOH. I have to win this. And then whine about winning, or like whine about having to make a decision. And, oh, I can't make this decision because I have people after me. Like, he's just so whiny. It's so annoying. Like, just own up to it. You're HOH. You won the wall. Like, what a huge accomplishment. And now you're going to like sit and pout because Rachel Riley is making you do things that you don't want to do. Like, come on.
He's like, yeah.
Literally.
It was so quick. It was like, yes, I effing did it. Oh boy, what do I do?
You're like, oh wait, I did it. Oh no. Yeah.
I love it.
I just know Rachel's in the diary room like, oh, I made Vince put up his closest allies. Oh, just after I put him on the block. Oh, I just know she's saying that in the diary room about me. It's like, no, he's saying it about himself.
This is your Vince doing a Rachel impression?
Yeah.
There's layers.
There's layers. Premiering a new one. Yeah, that's Vince doing Rachel.
That one's up there.
Listen, he somehow goes higher, So
I'm gonna get a Lauren one. I don't think this, for this podcast. I love your Lauren impression. That's my favorite.
thank you. Maybe we can fit one in. So Vince has some decisions to make. And of course, those decisions entail what to do. And we see again, Mickey is already like, oh, I'm so upset that I voted out Riley, and Ashley is just like, what are you doing? Like, what is she doing? Why is she complaining about this? I can't believe this. Ashley, somebody who did try to go to bat for Mickey after everything just the week before, eventually came around to the idea that, like, you know what? It's no good. And then after all of that, is genuinely just like astounded that Mickey would be acting this way, because Mickey has not learned yet that she is now like the same as Keanu, basically, in terms of house perception. And I guess, like Keanu, mistakenly believes that she's not Keanu.
I think Keanu was Keanu from like day 5. So Keanu's had a lot of time to stay in that. It's not like Keanu really knows what Keanu is.
Exactly.
Mickey, similar, I guess, delusions in that sense. I can't understand it. I watch a lot of live feeds, a lot of episodes, a lot of everything, and I still don't understand Mickey's decision making basically at any turn, especially with this last vote. And I feel like if she's here a lot more weeks, I'm gonna have a lot more puzzling moments with Mickey.
Forget the slop waist, the slop brain. Like, they're all just kind of delusional.
Mickey's good.
She talks with Will and Rachel about it. And Will is just like, listen, I like Mickey as a person, but as a game player, I don't know what she's doing. And so Mickey is a pretty clear, obvious house target for Vince to put up on the block. So Mickey becomes a pretty clear candidate right away. Ava, they didn't really get into too much, but Ava, obviously having put him on the block a couple of weeks ago, made some sense to throw her up. His conversation with Ava is basically the exact same thing we saw in the diary room at the end of the episode, where she was like, frankly, I'm not that surprised. It makes sense. I put him up on the block. That's fine.
Yeah, she made like a soft offer, if I remember, when putting Vince up, being like, I'd be willing to be your pawn. So you're really arguing from a position of like whatever the opposite of leverage is. Like, she's really not in a good spot there, but like,
it is what it is.
I'd like to see some fight,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We do see him talk to Catherine, one of the other potential candidates here. They did seem to leave out like the by far funniest part of this interaction, which is him trying to explain his Riley vote to Catherine. We saw his explanation to Keanu 2 weeks ago. He said his explanation to Catherine is even more wild by an exponential margin. He says to Catherine, so what happened was, man, I hate being manipulated like this. Mickey and Rachel convinced me that both of them were voting to keep Riley. So I thought it would be safe. And they were telling me, oh, if you vote out Morgan, she'll never be your friend outside of here. So I thought it was safe to give Morgan a sympathy vote so she would be my friend outside of this. But then they were tricking me and they were both voting out Riley. I didn't even realize, and I just got tricked into doing it. And Catherine is sitting there just like, uh-huh.
She's way too normal for the Big Brother house.
Yeah.
Catherine's sitting there just like genuinely, and she had a confession. I thought it was a really interesting, introspective confessional, being like, yeah, I don't trust Vince, but like, what am I going to do? Like, there's a lot of things to deal with in the house. So I'm just going to believe him while also not believing him in the back of my head. And I'm like, that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, he's literally HOH right now. So sure. She does even tell Kelly after that conversation, we have to believe him because he's HOH.
Talk bad about him.
Yes. So Vince's strategy here is, how can I make this work where I please everyone. I smooth everything over and I end up good with everyone as the HOH. And in his mind, the idea would be, smooth over all these relationships, put up people like Mickey and Rachel, and then everyone's happy. The problem is Morgan, not okay with this. Morgan does not want him to put Rachel on the block. She doesn't want him to blow up the Judges Alliance, and this is a problem because Vince doesn't really push back very hard, and so when Morgan pushes him, he's kind of like, oh well, I guess I don't know, how did I get into this position? And so he's not sure what to do. What do you guys think? What should Vince be doing here?
You first. What do you got?
Yeah, I don't want to say it, but he should put up Rachel. He should take the shot. It's so clear that if any of the other judges win next week, he's going to be up on the block and he's going to be the target. Like, he's on the bottom of this like fake alliance that he was clearly just included in for like numbers and just in case he won HOH, but they don't actually have his back. They don't care.
I can't believe you would say that about Rachel.
Oh,
I can't believe that. I think Vince should run it down with the judges and then go down with Rachel.
What I want to happen, because I'm biased towards my faves, and what I think, what's his face, Vinny should do are two different things.
I agree. I actually do think targeting Rachel makes so much sense because I'll be honest, if Rachel's HOH next week, she's not going to stutter. She's not going to not take that shot. So it's like, at the end of the day, I understand like you're going to piss off all these people. Again, how can he not piss off a ton of people? So at least piss off the people who are directly aiming at you and have aimed at you at the past. The problem is you got to like lay the groundwork for such a big move. And Vince is not a groundwork kind of guy.
For votes, you have the blockbuster. Like, there's so many obstacles. Yeah. It's so annoying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, again, it's just like the way that you do this is that you lay the groundwork, you make the move, you make sure that you get the people on board that are going to get on board. The point of having an ally like Morgan, who is so dedicated to you, is that you can do things and still have her on your side if you pull her along with you. But if you allow her to push you instead, then you are her +1 and not the other way around. And so he is persuaded by Morgan and the judges. And credit goes to players like Ashley and Will as well, who are putting in work here, Rachel herself, to not put Rachel on the block. Instead, it is going to be Mickey, Ava, and Kelly. And Kelly, he has to break the news to. And Kelly is like, oh, Vince. Here we are again.
I do remember on our last live feed update, Taran, my advice to Kelly was go on the block as many times as you can and try to figure it out from that point. Because what's Kelly's other path to gaining respect of these other people? Like, I don't see it. So obviously that's not what Kelly's thinking, but like, it's not hard to put someone on the block when in your past HOH, you put them on the block hoping they'd get evicted. Like, it's not that hard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so he talks to Kelly has been burned by Vince so many times now. She's like, I like to take risks, but being on the block does kind of suck. It's like, yep, that's why you don't volunteer.
Like, where's Kelly the instigator?
Yeah. Go on, instigate something.
Come on,
oh, man. Why do I instigate so much?
I can't wait for the final Big Brother Unlocked episode where they just show a 2-hour feed of all of her instigations throughout the season because they're not making it on the edit. So
no, it's her winter montage.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Oh no.
Previously on this season of Big Brother.
Here we go again, Taran talking about his draft. Unbelievable.
You don't know, Cory. You don't know. So Kelly is gonna be going up as well. Final nominations of Mickey, Kelly, and Ava. But Vince tells us if Mickey wins the veto, I can throw up another target. Despite Keanu's protests for Vince to nominate two people from the other side so that he doesn't potentially miss his shot. This is the route he decides to take in this moment, and that's about how we end this episode.
It's just wild to me. I think when you have 3 nominees in a blockbuster, vote counts get very confusing. So trying to make like middle ground type nominations with the wrong veto outcome, blockbuster outcome, you could just not have the votes because some of your buddies are on the block. Like, it's a really, in the blockbuster era, it's weird because it feels like nominations matter less because there's so many ways to come off the block. But in other ways, they matter more because like you have no idea what votes are going to be available at the end of the week and who's going to be on the block to vote between. So you got to make sure that whoever you think you can manipulate or at least vote with you is off the block. And I don't know exactly what Vince's plan is and if he, followed that tenet.
Mm-hmm. Yes. All right. Anything else from the episodes? Because it was a little unlocked actual episode. Anything else from these episodes, kind of, that we should talk about?
I don't think so.
I don't know. Will and his wife for the Amazing Race. Lock it
There
in.
you go. All right. Well, let's get into some spoilers then. Let's talk some spoilers from the feeds because there's a lot to discuss here.
The Office of Civil Defense has issued the following message. This is
A spoiler.
warning.
A spoiler.
Warning means that an actual
Spoiler.
against this country has been detected and that protective action should be taken.
Okay, suelo. The amount of times that Cory was like, America, you cannot spoil the veto results before this is crazy. He's
I was
like, no spoilers, America, all day.
I thought you were going to say the amount of times Cory told me I had to dance during the spoiler music.
No,
I didn't know there was going to be a song.
it's the I will refuse. Like, I don't refuse, but when me and America go out, I'm not a big dancer. Spoiler music comes on.
Of course. That's how we do it here. All right. So with these 3 nominations, of course, we went to a veto competition. And the veto competition had something to do with, it was like a one-on-one challenge where you could choose your challenger, essentially. And you could eliminate people. I think they had like a couple of lives, and it was something like you put poison in a drink or something, and they choose to either drink the drink you gave them or swap the drinks or something along those lines. So it was, you get to sort of like choose your opponent. So this is very easily gameable to prevent people you don't want to win the veto, to stop them from winning the veto. You choose to continue to go against them, especially because there's very little skill involved in this game. There's a lot of luck involved. It's just like 50-50 shot, maybe a little bit better if you're good at reading people. And so, of course, they were able to prevent the nominees from winning the veto, or at least that's what I would say if this were a competent cast. They accidentally, or maybe on purpose, intentionally did not choose to target Mickey multiple times throughout the competition, which allowed her to go on to win the power of veto.
Insane.
Yeah, you're describing the comp. I'm like, this sounds like Vince's nightmare. Having to make a decision, choose someone to go against in a. I'm like, oh, no.
Because that was the target.
He literally said to her today, that's the reason I chose not to give you the poison in the drink that I gave to you, because I wanted it to be your choice whether or not you believed me and decided to get out.
Oh my God.
And it's such a weird, like, first of all, you're discounting the fact that, as Vince said in the episode today, Mickey is like a strategic social queen. Her reads, no one could beat her in this competition if everyone picked her. But outside of that, it's a weird dynamic of like, okay, Mickey takes herself off the block, and there's a lot of potential replacement noms in Ashley or Rachel, and Mickey might be a vote for those people. So like by opening the back door, that's bad for these people, but having that vote off the block might be good for those people. And it's just another example of like the blockbuster is weird. Like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So this is, of course, despite what Vince said in the diary room at the end of this episode, worst case scenario for Vince. Worst case scenario also, of course, for Rachel, because it does open that door for her to potentially go up. But the problem for Vince is that he did not set this up very well. That if he replaces Mickey with Rachel, he may not have the votes to take Rachel out, let alone the fact that she might win the blockbuster. And if he misses that shot in one way or another, it could be Kelly that leaves instead, or at best Ava as the other option if it's not Rachel, which means he not only misses the shot, but he doesn't even take out one of Rachel's numbers potentially, instead taking out one of theoretically his own, at least from his perspective. And so this has caused him much turmoil over the last, day or so. And he has been getting a lot of people coming up and talking to him. Keanu continuing to push Rachel really hard. Catherine fighting for her life. Kelly saying, we should try to convince Mickey to use the veto on Ava. And then you can put up Rachel.
Kelly's on a different level.
Oh my God.
It's just so, it is
What is
frustrating.
she doing?
America and I, it used to be earlier in the season, whenever we see Rachel and Keanu, or Keanu and anyone talking, it's like,
Oh no, we were Tyra Banks, Keanu, we were rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. And then now he's doing this shit.
well, just before this podcast, he's like doing everything in his ability to get Rachel onto the block. And then Vince is like, might have to be Rachel. And then Keanu's like, whoa. Yeah,
So,
easy on that.
Yes. So basically, and of course, there'll be more details in tomorrow morning's update, including maybe some updated information about it. But so far today, all of the momentum has been pushing in the direction of he is not going to do Rachel. He is, in fact, going to do Catherine. There's been a lot of push in that direction. Morgan spent all night with him last night, very scandalously. And then it was immediately there with him in the morning as well, like checking back in, continuing to try to convince him to not do Rachel and instead do Catherine. He spent all day today talking with Will, who pushed it too, talking with Ashley, talking with Rachel, talking with all of those people, and then starting to break the news to players like Lauren and Catherine and Kelly and Keanu. Hey, I think it's going to be Catherine here. To the point where he made Lauren cry because she was like, all of my people are leaving and it's on your HOH this time. And he was like, I'm in an even worse spot than you. And I'm not kidding. She just started crying and he said those words. And then, we should have put up Ashley when you were HOH. And so she's breaking down because her game is in the trash. She's like, I appreciate being here, but this sucks so much. I do not like this game. And it's like, yeah, because you aligned yourself with Vince.
Also, she got rid of Adrian. I don't want to hear it. Like during
Exactly.
her age, she got rid of an ally too. Like
They're perfect for each other.
yeah, like come on. But also, after watching the wall and like their negotiation that Vince was trying, and her like shutting him down, I'm like, it should be Kat. Are you kidding me? Like we're on the wall. I'm trying to make something happen with you, and you shut me down. Like just for that, I'm gonna be petty and I'm gonna put you up on the block. It should be her.
Mm-hmm. So all of this momentum going in this direction until Rachel talks to Keanu and she tells Keanu, hey, just so you know, your buddy Vince is telling me that you're up there pushing me to go up on the block. That you're saying, that he's saying that like, oh, only he can take the shot because you can't. That is the argument being pushed by you. So what's going on, Keanu? And he's like, what? That's not the case. And she's like, you need to be pushing Catherine, dude. Like what? I told you can't trust Vinny. I haven't trusted him since the beginning of this game. He's a little weasel. He's a gardener. And like he's ratting you out to me. You can't trust this guy. And this is crucial. I believe in this moment, convinces Keanu, okay, maybe I don't want Rachel on the block.
Oh, okay.
Because if he did still want her on the block, this wouldn't have worked. Keanu goes right to Vince and he says, okay, we shouldn't put up Rachel.
Okay.
But she's telling me that you're saying that you're ratting me out about like me talking about putting her up on the block. Obviously, like, I don't know what's happening there. I don't even think you said it. I think Morgan said it to her. And Vinny's like, wait, she said what? And he's like, oh, just that, that you were saying that I was saying that she should go on the block. And Vinny was like, so she's ratting me out, so maybe I should put her on the block. And he's like, no, I don't think you should put her on the block. I just think that that's what's happening. And so Vince's mind starts spinning. Of course, he starts talking to Morgan later, and he's like, "I told you we can't trust Rachel. She's already ratting me out to Keanu." And she's trying to talk him out of it, but they get interrupted by Keanu and Kelly, and he starts getting really riled up with them. You know what? I'm just gonna do it. Because who cares? If my game is in the drain, then my game is in the drain. And at this point, Keanu's like, all right, you know what? Screw it. Yeah, sure. Let's do it then. And he's talking to Keanu, and he's just like, I mean, Keanu, I'm going to have to use the fact that she told you this. And Keanu's like, no, you can't tell her. You can't tell her that I told you. And he's like, I'm going to have to. He's like, but I don't even think that you said it. He's like, no, she ran to you with what I told her. And he's like, no, but I think Morgan did it, not you.
No.
Vince is in the middle of admitting to Keanu that he did do it, and is saying, I need to use that as the reason to put Rachel on the block. And as he's saying that, he's like, but you're a man. Morgan obviously is the culprit here, no? And it's like,
I will say, though, all these conversations from today are going to be great for the Rachel Keanu frenemies edits that I see going around. They're going to be so much fun.
It's very soft FR in the frenemies now. It's the enemies. Enemies. Like, Rachel doesn't know.
So Vince has, in my opinion, as of right now, decided he does now want to put Rachel on the block, that this is the evidence he needed to use. He has already approached Morgan about it, who immediately was like, Vince, I can't even with you right now. I can't talk about this right now. And stormed out of the room. But now Morgan is downstairs telling Ashley, like, oh my God, Rachel screwed up and she told Keanu stuff for no reason. Now it's going to be so much harder to keep her off the block. Like, if she goes up, it's her fault. And so things are looking sketchy from this point forward, and it's probably all going to come down to another long late night Morgan and Vince conversation. But at this point, Morgan might not fight quite as tooth and nail, given how much Rachel has screwed up here.
Yeah, there's a lot of date tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, we went to bed on Lauren's HOH where she was defiant that Ashley's going up. Ashley had one conversation with Lauren, and we see Adrian up. So, like, I don't think Rachel's drawing dead in terms of this nomination. I hope she figures out the root cause of this problem so she can do something about it, but who's going to tell her, right?
Also, has all of this gone back to Rachel?
No.
Like, has Morgan said, oh, okay.
Morgan doesn't plan to tell Rachel. I mean, as far as I know, she doesn't even plan to tell Rachel. She says Rachel's just going to deny it anyway. Because she's pretty pissed about the whole situation, as she quite honestly should be, because what is Rachel doing?
It's such a day one mistake that me, a superfan, made a billion times of talking bad about the HOH 5 minutes before the veto. The second the veto ceremony is closed, Rachel can start a war against Vince. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, it's so tempting because Rachel knows Vince should be her target. But just a couple more hours, like 18 more hours for this conversation, Rachel could win over Keanu next week and get Vince as the prime target. And instead, she might be facing a vote in like 3 days.
I am being told in the chat, take this with a grain of salt. Sometimes this is not true when it comes from the chat, but they're saying that Ashley has now told Rachel, I assume during this podcast at some point, that this might be happening. I don't know how specific she was. I don't know how, I don't know if it's true at all, but stay tuned. Stay tuned, because Morgan did talk to Ashley about it, as I mentioned. So she could certainly go to Rachel.
Ashley Elwood's Giesling. I love it.
Exactly.
See, now I'm seeing from people, no, she has not told her yet. So, we'll see.
Well, now I'm seeing.
So we'll see. Historically, they have done a good job so far of all working together in conjunction for a single goal. What they should do is inform Rachel and try to get Rachel to come up with something to give some ammunition in the other direction. But it's getting late. You know, the clock is ticking, and this is really going to come down to, I think, what Morgan can do. Vince plans to pull Will as well, and Will has been very good about saying, stop with the calculus, let's just do it. Don't put Rachel up. But Will is also somebody who often tends to be like, oh, she did do that? Yeah, okay. So there's a lot sort of to come, I would say. But as of right now, I do think Vince wants to do this.
The TLDR is watch the feeds tonight and tomorrow morning. There's a lot going on.
Can I say, though, I think Rachel's going to be fine. What is this based on? Nothing but just, vibes. I'm like, Rachel's going to be fine. Rachel's not going to be a pre-juror. Are you kidding me? Like, that's not what she's here to do.
Not on Kelly's watch. She wants her first member of the jury.
Not on Vince's HOH. I will not let that happen. She's going to be okay.
Well, this is worth bringing up because, as I mentioned before, does he even have the votes if Rachel goes on the block? And that is a big question right now. If Rachel replaces Mickey and let's say Ava wins the blockbuster and it's Rachel versus Kelly, theoretically, the only votes there to evict Rachel for sure are Lauren, Catherine, and Keanu. Then probably Ashley, Will, and currently Mickey plan to vote to keep Rachel, which would leave Morgan as the deciding vote. And yes, Mickey there. And then Ava would also be there. Ava would be a vote for Rachel as well. So it would be 4 there. And if Morgan decided to go with Vince, Lauren, Catherine, Keanu to vote Rachel out, then Vince could break the tie and evict Rachel. But Morgan has told Vince that she won't do that. But she also told Vince that she won't be mad at him if, well, she said multiple things. Basically, it's tough. It's tough to get those votes there for sure. It's a very tight scenario. If Rachel wins the blockbuster herself, of course, she's safe, and the votes are there to evict Kelly. If Kelly wins the blockbuster, that is worst case scenario for Rachel, best case scenario for Vince. But even then, it is not a guarantee because all of those same votes are still potentially there to keep Rachel even over Ava, depending on how much they actually care about keeping Rachel around, given that Vince has made this move and blown up their alliance. So that's what Vince is scared of and what they have been threatening Vince with, which is part of why he's been so reluctant to even make the move in the first place. But theoretically, worst case scenario is Rachel has a nearly 66% chance of surviving, even if she does go on the block. But you never know. We thought Riley had much better odds.
I'm not a big fan of hypotheticals, Taran, but maybe if there was like someone in the house, name rhymes with smelly, like was off the block who vehemently wants Rachel out and has wanted that for weeks, maybe that vote would help Vince achieve his goals. But with how things currently stand, it's like, and again, all this also relies on Mickey's vote. Does Mickey want Rachel gone over Ava? Like, I don't know. I don't think Mickey knows. I know Vince doesn't know. So it's going to be, pardon my language, a shit show if Rachel goes on the block. And it'll be fun feeds, but stressful feeds for Rachel fans.
Now, just to know, the Rachel versus Ava it actually should be good because of Kelly's vote. It should be Lauren, Catherine, Keanu, Kelly, tiebreaker Vince. But again, it's still a tough one, and that's the one that Vince is really riding on. But again, it's like, Keanu has vacillated a little bit on whether he actually wants Rachel out this week. I don't think he would change his vote there, but there's all kinds of stuff that could happen, including stuff that could happen tonight. It's. And again, like the way that Vince has gone back and forth about this, he basically told Catherine he was putting her up. Catherine knows that she's a heavy consideration. He's not that it matters for Lauren, but like he's already expressed to Lauren that he's such a terrible ally. Again, I guess it doesn't matter because there's not enough other men in the house anyway. But like theoretically, Keanu should feel pretty burned by the way he's handling it.
America, put your chip down. Who's evicted on Thursday?
I don't think Vince is doing it, first off.
Okay.
I don't think he's going to be brave enough or bold enough, especially after you said he's already told Catherine, like, why go back on that, So who's going to be evicted on Thursday? I think it'll be Kelly.
Kelly said she sensed a vibe that this is her final week, which is a
that
bad
is also
sign.
Kelly's
Well, I'm
prediction.
sending that energy her way too. So yeah, I think it's gonna be her.
Yeah.
All right, so that's where we stand right now. Of course, big update tomorrow morning to see what things. Vince has promised that he will tell people his decision by tonight. I very much doubt that that's the case. Very much so. So we'll have, I think, a strong indication in the morning that things will be unlikely to shift from that point. But you never know. We'll certainly see. Anything else we should talk about here about the week?
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to know the answer tonight. We're not going to know the answer tomorrow morning. We'll know the answer precisely when the feeds come back tomorrow.
Yep.
So we'll see.
Pretty much. All right. Well, that is what we have for you then tonight on this unlocked recap podcast episode of RHAP. I thought this was I thought this was kind of like a fun little format for the show. I wouldn't like hate having something like this, although maybe even like after an episode as opposed to before could work. Who knows? But either way, very fun stuff here. Make sure you tune into the update tomorrow morning, and of course, the Stock Watch tomorrow. There's going to be some ratings to give out, especially once the veto ceremony happens. So stay tuned for that. We have the slop then on Tuesday for the patrons of Rob Has a Podcast. I'm sure there's plenty of slop to get into this week with what happened last week. The Survivor 49 cast reveal podcast. We have the live shows in New York and San Francisco. I believe the New York tickets are now available to everyone and not just patrons, but the San Francisco tickets are still for patrons only at this point. And then, of course, make sure you check out Chat BCC, where you can get the latest updates from Rachel Riley. Definitely Rachel Riley. In the meantime, you can find me on YouTube and Twitch, streaming during the episodes, posting all kinds of stuff. I've got some Patreon content for Australian Survivor versus the World. You can check out my book, Behind the Mirror, at taranarmstrong.com, and all kinds of fun stuff. So stay tuned for all of it. Cory, what do you guys got going on?
Well, again, check out Chat BCC. I've been tussling with fans for the past 3 hours. So if you want in on that action, get in there. But
it's not even on the host feed. I was like, babe, I can't find this. Where is it at? He's like, it's on the live feed chat. So you really have to like be deep in there to like.
Let me give a piece of advice to everyone thinking about using Chat BCC. Don't start an argument with someone who has a ban button.
Oh.
Right, it's just a bad tactical decision. But I'm on Twitch, Cory Wurtenberger, patreon.com/AmeriCory. We're watching Glee. We're watching The Genius. We are, of course, talking all things Big Brother. What about you?
Just here, roaming the streets of Boston. I don't know.
Say hi.
Yeah, say hi. We actually bumped into some fans at Home Goods, and we like made friends. So yeah, we'll be there.
So we'll be all of your friends.
TJ Maxx Home Goods, that's the spot. But it's what? I don't know. It's the same stuff as you, babe. Like we share.
Just Google our names.
Yeah.
You'll find stuff.
We share accounts.
There you go. All right. Well, thank you both for joining me. Thank you for sharing the unlocked experience. This was very fun. And thank you to the audience for hanging out all night here as we talk about Big Brother 27. And we will see all of you next time.
And again, shout outs to Star Walk 2. America, I have a big astronomy-based question for you.
Ooh, I love those. You
complicated.
never asked me anything astronomy related, so yes, please.
Okay, here we go. I want you to think hard about it.
Okay.
Sun or moon?
Oh, sun.
Really?
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
quick. Why?
It's just bright and it makes me feel happy, and I like how it feels on my skin. It's just warm,
See,
all the good stuff.
I'm more of a moon guy. I just think it's kind of chill. It's kind of dark. It's vibey.
I could tell.
Can you?
Yeah.
Well, anyways, if you want to determine where you stand on the sun-moon spectrum, check out Star Walk 2. Again, we got the 6-planet alignment coming up. Not going to happen until 2026. You have to have the app. Time is of the essence, people.
Yeah, definitely go check it out. I know I will be.
Yes, on the App Store. Check out Star Walk 2. See ya.
This is RHAP, We know reality TV.